You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. Ray, as always, it's great to have you here in the studio.
Thank you very much. Nice to be back again, Daniel.
So I was hoping you could start off by giving us a bit of an update, Ray.
Yes, well, we're back after the summer break and ready for a new season. It's always exciting because we know that in the next 3 months we're going to get a lot of new young people come through the door. We've just launched our poster and leaflet promotion, and leaflets actually say one visit to and you will love the place. And I mean, that's true because young people coming into the centre for the first time are absolutely amazed of how big it is in there, and what equipment we've got and what a choice of activities. We have 2 table tennis tables. They're competition standard, brand new tables, just arrived. We've got 2 pool tables with lights. Internal radio station called Radio Coastline. That means that we don't actually broadcast like here, but we do our own little shows within the club and gives young people the chance to learn how to do some radio presenting. We have a television studio. At the moment we're redesigning the news and interview sets. We've got some money to upgrade that. That doubles up for a dance studio. We have 4 computers, Xbox, currently running FIFA, darts and football table, and we have a small stage and make-up room with costumes. For years we've used this for miming, now called in America lip sync. So that's becoming very popular, so I think that we might see a return to our miming, only giving it a different name. When young people come to the centre, we've got a nice cafe, and it's open all night and every session, selling drinks, sweets, crisps and hot drinks. It seats 30 people, and also we have a lounge that seats 12 people. We've got DJ console, dance floor, TV monitors and a full set of lighting effects. This is for our Friday night disco, Club TARDIS, which is actually Kent's longest running under 18 disco. And at the moment we're running on the last Friday in every month, open every 2 weeks in the new year.
And Ray, you've must have seen some changes over the 54 years you've been at the centre.
Yeah, certainly we have. I don't think there's a year gone by where we haven't tried to make some improvement to the centre. So as you imagine, over 54 years we've done quite a lot. One of the interesting things is that my first job really was to create more activities. If you've got an average of 30 to 40 young people coming a night, you need at least activities to occupy 2/3 of those young people. And we now have 12 activities on offer, catering for up to 30 young people at any time. And we still allow for some young people to sit in the cafe or lounge and just simply chill out. My second task really was to introduce a challenge to activities. You know, it doesn't matter what you provide, but if it's the same activity week after week, eventually young people will lose an interest. So what we've done is that we now have competition ratings in pool, table tennis and darts every week. We have training in radio presenting and DJing, so that we train up DJs for our Club TARDIS disco. We've got creative art sessions which has a theme, but you can also do your own thing. It's not like school art where you have to do the theme of the lesson. This is a theme that's laid out where we've got a lot of equipment, but if you want to come along and do something different, you can. Then we have television productions, producing and presenting news reports and a range of different shows. That's quite exciting when that comes back online. Young people enjoy that. And then, of course, I mentioned early, we've got lip sync on stage and dance classes, which is good. Now, my third task was to cater for the older members. Some of our young people spend up to 5 years in the centre, and to keep their interest, activities need to be sophisticated and professional standard. So if you look around the centre, you'll see that everything that we run, would be quite a challenge for a 17 or 18-year-old. And for the younger members, then we can tone things down so they can actually achieve up to that point. So over 5 years, you could sort of just help in the television studio and eventually become a presenter and interview your own with your own program. And the same applies to the radio. The sports events, you can get to very high standards if you want to. And that is the way we've actually kept young people to an older age. Because the youth service used to be 14 to 21. It's rather strange how people used to go to work at 14 and then join a youth centre. Now, of course, they don't necessarily go to work till they're 18, time done their college and everything. And the actual age for joining youth centres has gone down to 13. We have some 12-year-olds come in because we haven't got a boys' club anymore or a girls' club, so we've allowed one age down. But we still want to work right up until the 17 and 18-year-olds.
And I think we're next going to talk a little bit about your plans for the future, Ray.
Yes, well, Sheerness County Youth Centre is run now by Sheerness Youth, which is a registered charity that has been running many years, helping the Sheerness County Youth Club. And of course, when we had to take over the centre, which was in January 2013, the charity stepped forward and said, right, we'll do that. I'm a trustee on the charity. It's made up of people who have been connected with the club for many years, either on the management committee or ex-staff. Now, that charity has just applied to the Charity Commission to become a charitable incorporated organisation, what's known as a CIO, and that gives us the legal right to purchase buildings. So once we've got that, and I must say that it's a bit frustrating, we've waited 3 months now to get our registration. It hasn't come through yet, but when it does come through, we're going to purchase the centre, and then the next step will be to have it renovated. We have a charity in London that are interested in helping us to have the outside all cleaned up and made look new, and that will help us with maintenance for the years. We've then got a plan for the future to build a small extension on one side of the building, which will become our new reception and give us new toilet facilities. And then, of course, we're going to go for an interior makeover. The building's very nice inside, but it will always need repainting, and new curtains and flooring and things like that will need to be done. And then we have plans to open a few more evenings and daytime openings in the future, and set up an outreach team which will go out in Sheerness and find young people on the streets and work with them, and hopefully encourage them to come and use the facilities, because there are young people roaming around that are totally unaware of what they've got on their doorstep. We're also looking for, in the future, between 6, I suppose, and 8 more volunteers. We need some for youth work, but mainly for things like maintenance work, and we need people who have specialist skills, for example, graphic design or IT skills, so that they can they help us with that. The centre serves sheppey teenagers now for over 50 years, and the devoted staff team of qualified youth workers and all the volunteers, and they're all volunteers, will assist me in making sure this centre will continue for many years to come.
If a young person wants to visit the youth centre, what information do they need?
Well, I suppose first thing they need to know where we are. Well, one assumes that everyone knows where we are, but I'm sure that many young people don't. We're situated on the corner of Merrick Road and Broadway, Sheerness. And perhaps the easiest way to explain is if you're in the swimming pool and you walk through the alleyway to the Broadway, you'll see the row of shops, the bingo on your right, and walk on the left past the shops and you'll see it on the corner of Merrick Road. That's opposite Blackburn Lodge. It is an old Bull Methodist church, very deceiving from the outside because it's very big on the inside, but it's on a corner, and so it does look small. We are looking at taking young people in, say 12 to 16. Once a member, you can stay till 19. We tend to ask people to join between the ages 12 and 16. It's totally free to become a member, and if you become a member, then you pay 50p a night and £1 if you come to the disco, which is TARDIS nights. The centre's open at the moment Tuesday and Wednesday nights at 6:30 till 9. Your first night is always free, and you can come on any Tuesday and Wednesday and get a free night. You don't have to come to the centre every night, and you only pay if you attend. The reason I say that is some of the other groups that you belong to, you pay a weekly amount of money whether you're there or not. That doesn't apply to us. You only pay when you come in on what night you decide to come. The Club TARDIS is the last Friday in every month. It's £2 for visitors, but if you, of course, become a member, you only pay £1, and that's open between 7 and 10. And as I said before, we will be opening more often once we've trained up some DJs. We're training at the moment, and will be when the new young people come in, DJs for that Friday night, and in the new year we're going to go back to once a fortnight. You can also look us up on Facebook under Sheerness County Youth Club.
Ray, before you go, was there anything else you'd like to cover? And of course it'd be good to refresh our listeners on all those useful contact details.
Okay, well, I said before we were looking for volunteers. If you're over 18 and you're interested in doing youth work, we can arrange a DBS check. As you probably know now, what used to be called the police check has to be done on people working with young people, and we can pay for that, and we can always arrange that. If you're not required to work with young people, then if you're doing other work for us, then you don't need the DBS check, and that involves in people who may do a bit of decorating, a bit of grounds work for us, or anybody can come in and design some of our literature we need, help us with ID, repairs, maintenance, anything. So any of that be useful. If you're interested, you can contact me on our email, which is sheernessyouth@live.co.uk, or you can phone on 01795 662808. That's better Tuesdays, Wednesdays, evening 6:30 till 9, because we can't guarantee what time of day somebody will be in the office. So on a Wednesday night when we're open, or a Tuesday night 6:30 to 9, if you like to phone 01795 662808. Of course, you can always drop me a line by posting a letter to Sheerness Youth, Broadway, Sheerness, Kent, ME12 1AD. That is, of course, the youth centre, but you can address it to Sheerness Youth. And really the last thing, Daniel, I wanted to do is, I suppose what everyone has to do, is to talk about donations and finance. We're like everyone else, really. You might wonder how we manage to survive when only charging young people 50p a night. Well, we survive really by the generosity of the public. And what we've done is we've got collection boxes around town. Not a lot, really. We've got, if you just run through the town, we've got one at the Castle, one at the Rendezvous Bar, and then we've got the corner shop by the town clock, the Ivy, and then Rio's Cafe and Jig Jig's Cafe, and the news agents near the youth club. I think it's called K&P. Also got collection boxes. They all help towards our funding. If anybody was kind enough to want to send us a cheque, then cheques are made out to Sheerness Youth and sent to the youth centre, same address, the Broadway, Sheerness, Kent, ME12 1AD. We're always grateful for anything anyone can help. Obviously we do try and apply and make bids for funding, but it's getting more and more difficult because there are so many people running services now and requiring money. So we're very conscious of the fact that each year we will have to spend a lot of time fundraising and depending on the generosity of the public. So if you've already made a donation or put money in our boxes, I just thank you very much. I'm sure you understand that's going to a very good cause because it's doing a lot of work for young people on Sheppey.
Ray, as always, thank you very much for coming along once again.
Thanks a lot. I've enjoyed it, Daniel, and I'll come and see you again. And hopefully the next time I come and see you, I'll be able to tell you that we've got our CIO status and we purchased the youth centre.
Let's hope so. That is Ray at Featherstone, right here at 95.6 at BRFM from the Sheerness County Youth Centre.